How to make your voice the sexiest voice on planet Earth. Let's get it today. Upward Spiral Gang.
Yeah, I'm inspired. I'm inspired.
Hey there guys, how's it going? My name is Sumet Chatterjee from the Flow Zone Academy, and I'm a flow state coach, which means that I help you feel better and perform better. Today we're talking about how to have the most attractive voice, okay? Now, as you guys notice, my voice has gotten a little bit deeper, and I understand this process because I've been going through this process, listening to some subliminals online too, to really work on my voice. And sending voice messages is also another great tool. First of all, you can't take other people's projections about your voice personally, okay? Hey, some people might get triggered by your voice. Some people might get aroused by your voice. Some people might get put off by your voice. Some people might be very drawn in to your voice. So it's really dependent on what you're feeling, okay? Whatever you are feeling, another person around you is also feeling. So if you're feeling nervous while talking, they'll also sense nervousness and they'll start to be nervous around you because you're unsure of yourself. You're making yourself unsure, in fact, in your own mind. You got to get more embodied in the present moment. First of all, forget what anybody else has to say about your voice and focus on your own voice. You know yourself better than anybody else. I mean, I can sit here and tell you all the different things that you have to do to modify your voice, sound more genuine, sound more like this. But we can't attack the symptoms, bro. We've got to address the main cause. Why are you nervous in the first place? Okay, there's life issues, there are things or traumas that make you speak too fast or too slow, low volume maybe, or too loud. These are all defense mechanisms and trauma responses that we have, right? For other people, it's like they have a different block. It's like, I can't use a swear word or something like that. You've been conditioned by your family to not say fucking shit, And that's been stuck in your head too. And you're a grown-ass adult and you're allowed to swear. However, you've just been conditioned not to. Now, if you have a sailor's mouth, that's a different story. If you're swearing all the time, that's a different story, right? But to generate and find that flow of your own authenticity, you're going to have to trust in yourself, man. Or chica, whoever you are watching or listening, right? I would say for the girls watching or women watching, I would definitely say to make your voice sound sweet and mellifluous. Okay? Very soft, very sweet, very lilting, very musical. The example in the art of seduction is like Cleopatra, right? She has a very soft, sultry kind of voice that kind of lulls you in. It's the siren energy, right? It lulls you in. It's so feminine, it's so soft, it's so adorable. For a guy, you got to work on the depth of your voice and almost go back to that guttural place. What's the quality of the voice? You feel almost complete when you hear it. A really good voice is intoxicating. It feels good to hear. Think of the movies that you watched or the interviews that you've seen. What are the voices where you go, hey, I really like that person's voice. They might not have the best looks on the planet, but their voice makes me so drawn and magnetized to them. I've heard this quote before. Women fall in love with their ears. Men fall in love with their eyes. Now, this is a generalization, obviously. However, it is partly true. Men are more visual creatures. Women love to get into their imaginations. So through the imagination, through the voice, it tells you something. What is that voice insinuating? What is that voice suggesting? It's never really about what you're saying. It's about what you're subconsciously saying. So there's a hidden quality that is very, very attractive and that other people can't really see or sense, but you can. For a woman, you got to embody a male's fantasy, through your voice. If you're a singer, that's a bonus. I mean, why do women go for like musicians or singers or, actors or any of these professions, right? All of them work with the voice and vocal training. As a male energy, you want to play a little bit of the rake. I would say sprinkle a little bit of rake on your already existing persona or archetype. The Rake is like the male essence and Siren is like the female essence at its kind of core, you could say. Rake is pretty unashamed about how obsessed he is with women, right? He understands that, hey, a woman wants to be desired. She wants to be looked upon as a beauty. Obviously she wants to be desired. Obviously she wants to be validated and feel comfortable around you. But there's a limit to that too. It's like, where is your energy coming from, right? If it's coming from a place that I'm gonna say these things just to impress you, she can sense that, she can hear that in your voice. Okay? Women are the cosmic detectives, man. They can pick it up through the voice. So to leave the other person spellbound, you wanna have more of a majestic quality to your voice. Articulate your words, slow it down. Almost imagine your voice has this jazz-like or musical quality. Almost like it's honey, dripping as you're speaking. This slow grumble energy, this primal energy that we're tapping into. If you're familiar with my program on Udemy called Verbal Vinyasa, I did that a while back. The concepts from there still apply to this day. To use the imagination along with your voice, now you've tapped into a different level, a different skill set in this video game of life. To weave imagery through the words. That erotic quality of like describing an erotic novel in the most vivid details. The soft, the low, the majestic, the deep, the grounded. All of these say something to her. So what effect do you want your communication to have? Okay, that's the first thing you got to ask yourself is, what effect do I want my communication to have? Do I want her to feel safe and grounded? Do I want her to be turned on or aroused? Do I want her to feel cared for? Or you have this warmth, this quality of friendliness in your voice. A lot of guys tell me, why don't I have an Indian accent? Well, I've traveled a lot of my life, so my voice is a combination of everywhere that I've traveled to, okay? So it's mostly, I've been in 4 years in the US, spent the longest time there. I've lived a year in London for my master's, then I spent a lot of time in international schools. And as you know, international schools have a lot of American kids there, and I spent a lot of time also watching a lot of American TV. So that is what constructed my voice. So what does that tell you though? It tells you that whatever you are watching, listening to, your voice is gonna start to emanate and become like that. I also am a rapper, and so working with sounds, making podcasts, having speaking gigs, speaking on camera like this, all of that has affected my voice. And so I'm a product of my experiences. Even if you have an Indian voice, man, you can still make it sexy, you can still make it work. Hey, how's it going? Okay, you can still make it work. I know a lot of guys who have that quality in that voice. It's a freedom, it's a playfulness, and a nonchalance in the way that they speak. It's like they love so much in terms of what they're doing. They're tapping in. My mentor AZD last night in class, he said that a lot of us guys, we don't think with the word sexy as guys. We don't think with that word. Like, what is a man with sex appeal? And how do I feel sexy? How can I put myself into that image of sexiness? What makes me feel that? Okay, this is a really important exercise. What if you had a doper body? Wouldn't that make you feel sexier? What if you have a higher, more intelligent mind? These things affect your voice, man. I'm telling you. Your character, your overall character, your archetype affects how you speak. Like the star-like quality. Hey, man, the world is just like a blossoming, tender rose petal where everything unfolds and everything seems like nothing matters anymore, and I just seem like I'm floating across the abyss through the ocean, man. Okay? Like that poetic guy, there's a specific archetype of women for that guy, right? Some women will go, whoa, what is he saying? I don't even know, but I'm drawn in, okay? This is magnetizing to me. So you gotta find your voice. You gotta find your authentic voice, your message. Also, humming and yawning very deeply, okay? Try yawning at least multiple times throughout your day, okay? Try and make yourself yawn. Also, just the that diaphragm energy, and also work on your morning voice. It's better to send text messages, I would say, in the morning and at night, because you have that like really erotic grumble in your voice, right? Hey, what's up? How's it going? Yeah, I'm just heading to sleep right now. Just thought about you. Okay, that lower grumble, that voice, is a product of you feeling yourself, but you're also in a very relaxed state. You're not pushing with your voice. You're not trying to force words out of you. It's dripping off your mouth like a tender tsunami ready to crash and splash with effectiveness and flow state. And when you speak to people, man, I love doing this. I love inventing a character for the person that I'm speaking to and imagining them as their best selves, imagining a person as their goddess self or their best self or their true form, right? What do their spirits look like? What do their souls look like? I'm not very sure, right? But I can imagine, and I can allow that to take me on an adventure and make this experience of life way more interesting and less mundane and just like practical, you know? So I hope this video helped you out today. Hit that subscribe button if you liked it. Share it with a friend who has vocal issues, vocal tonality issues or whatever. And I'll be seeing you soon. I'm ending my journey on Delhi on Thursday, so making the most of this environment. It's beautiful up here in this rooftop. Have an incredible day. May the flow be with you. Stay legendary. Let's get it today.